Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a continuation of my Summerween vlogs where I'm going to be reading some spooky horror books. Summerween is a readathon created by Gabby from Gabby Reads that I participate in every year and I love it so much. So the first vlog that I did, I was reading books about unhinged women and it went really well. I found some books that I loved. So this video's theme is going to be books by authors I've given 5 stars. I just want to continue the trend of reading things that I'm probably going to love and finding new favorites. So the first book that I will be reading today is We Sold Our Souls by Grady Hendrix, who is one of my favorite horror authors. It's kind of a tradition at this point that I read a Grady Hendrix book every Summerween. I feel like his books are the epitome of Summerween. They all give those vibes of like spooky, fun, summer, and this is actually his last book that I have to read, and then I will have caught up on his entire backlist, so I'm very excited. This one follows a heavy metal band from the 90s that ended up breaking up, and the lead singer went solo and like skyrocketed in stardom and basically left the rest of the band to rot. He just like left them behind, and ever since then they're all just having so much bad luck. So the main character, Chris, was the lead guitarist, and she is so sick of the bad luck that she's been in, and she wants to figure out what happened, and she discovers that maybe her former bandmate sabotaged her in more ways than she knows. So in order to break this possible like curse and bad luck that has been placed upon her, she's going to track down the rest of her bandmates and get them all back together. So I'm very excited. I always just have a lot of fun with Grady Hendrix books. Also, I had to put on my Halloween shirt for the occasion. Okay, since it's Summerween, and I think one of the challenges on the bingo board was to get a spooky treat, I treated myself to a s'mores donut from Dunkin', because I'm like, okay, campfire, s'mores, campfire stories, camping, that's kind of spooky. Me just justifying it so I could get a donut. It is so good. Oh my god, it is so good. It has this like marshmallow cream. Oh my god, focus on the donut, don't focus on me. It has this marshmallow cream in the middle. Oh my god, it's amazing. I'm not even really like a big donut or like sweets person, but it's so good. I'm now 50 pages into We Sold Our Souls, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I don't want to get too ahead of myself just because I always enjoy the beginnings of Grady Hendrix books. So far, I am really enjoying it, and in between every chapter is like a little kind of like mixed media element, whether it's like a radio show or a message board or just like different commentary and comments and things that people are making, and I really like elements like that. I am enjoying Chris as a main character so far. I want to learn more about her. Okay, I am like 100-ish pages into We Sold Our Souls now. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little lost, I'm a little confused, which I think is fine because I think the main character is also a little lost and confused. There's like references to very cryptic things that I don't understand yet. So I'm hoping it's just a case of like, I'm not supposed to understand right now and it'll make sense later, not just that I don't understand and I'll never understand. But I think I'm going to switch to the audiobook because I need to do some cleaning. I want to clean my kitchen. So I'm gonna switch to the audio. I actually finished We Sold Our Souls while I was cleaning my kitchen. You guys, unfortunately, I don't think I liked this. The beginning was very promising. I liked the setup. I don't think I liked where it went. Maybe my expectations were wrong. I don't know. I feel like I was expecting the book to be different. Like, I was expecting it to be more like Jennifer's Body vibes with like this rock band selling someone's soul in order for like them to have success, or like Drag Me to Hell. I don't know, I was expecting it to have like more of those vibes, and that's not really what it was, and I didn't like the direction that it went in. It kind of got really silly, which I feel like all of Grady Hendrix books have like a campy silliness to them, but there's still like serious parts and scary parts. This just felt too, I don't know, too silly to me, too stupid. The ending was like really bad. I'm struggling with what I would want to rate it because I didn't like have a huge hatred for it like I did How to Sell a Haunted House. I'm feeling just very, I don't know, maybe like 2 stars. I'm gonna think about it for a little bit. I'm so disappointed. I am so disappointed. I really thought that I was gonna love this, especially with the beginning being so promising, but it just didn't work for me. Honestly, it was also kind of boring, which is weird to say about a Grady Hendrix book. I've never thought any of his books are boring. I just want to pop in here a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Tapas. Tapas is an amazing platform for creators to share their stories. On the app, you can find a wide selection of web novels and web comics, and they recently released a new web novel called The Rule of Fire by JT Song. The Rule of Fire follows Sarah, a strong Korean female lead who, after dying and spending thousands of years fighting her way out of hell, she returns to Earth with a compulsion to hunt down other demons. There are currently 50 chapters available, and new chapters are released every Wednesday and Sunday, and the first few chapters are free, so you can check them out before you buy. And while you're waiting for new chapters, there is tons to explore in the Tapas app. So many web novels and web comics of all different genres, and I've added Rule of Fire to my TBR because it sounds so fun. I love that the chapters are so easy to access on my phone because, as we know, lately I have been on a sort of anti-social media kick and really trying to cut down my endless scrolling on social media, so being able to have chapters so easy to read on my phone is really gonna help that. You can find Tapas on the web, Android, and iOS, and you can check out the link in the description to download Tapas and start reading The Rule of Fire now. Once again, thank you to Tapas for sponsoring today's video. Okay, I thought about it more, and I am going to be giving this 2 stars, which it's very unfortunate now that the last 2 books, 2 years in a row now that I've read of Grady Hendrix, I have not liked, considering he is one of my favorite horror authors. I loved the majority of his books. Actually, let's rank all of his books. I don't have How to Sell a Haunted House anymore because I unhauled that. That one is actually my least favorite one. That's at the bottom. How to Sell a Haunted House, pretend it's there. Then I think I would do We Sold Our Souls next. Then Horror Store, Final Girl Support Group, Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, and my absolute favorite, My Best Friend's Exorcism. That would be my ranking of the books. So I pretty much have given his books every single rating because My Best Friend's Exorcism was 5 stars. Southern Book Club Guide and Final Girl Support Group were both 4 stars. Horror Store was 3 stars. We Sold Our Souls is 2 stars. And then How to Sell a Haunted House was 1 star. I don't know that I've ever had an author that I've given every single star rating, so that might be a first. And now I'm very curious to see where his next book lies. I've now loved 3 of his books and disliked 3 of them. So I am like 50-50 on his books right now. I've been sitting here staring at my shelves trying to figure out what to read next. And I have a couple options that I could go for with authors that I've given 5 stars. I could read Temper by Lane Fargo, who wrote They Never Learn, which is one of my favorite thrillers. And I also don't think I have any other thrillers on my TBR. This might be like the last one. Oh, I could read Don't Fear the Reaper by Stephen Graham Jones. This is the sequel to My Heart is a Chainsaw, which was one of my favorite books of last year. I could read a Christina Henry. I have Alice. I actually have a few of her books on my TBR. This is the one that I have like next up. Yeah, I guess these are like the main ones that I'm deciding between right now. It just depends. Do I want a thriller, a sequel, or like a dark horror fairy tale retelling? I think maybe what I'll do right now is I will read the first couple pages of all of these and just see which one is speaking to me the most in the moment. Okay, I actually only ended up reading the first chapter of Alice because this is what I'm gonna keep reading. If there's one thing about Christina Henry, it's that she's gonna entertain you in the first chapter of her book. She's not gonna wait. All of her books start off going like 60 miles an hour. She has said, I don't know, no such thing about a slow burn. We're a quick burn around here. This is an Alice in Wonderland retelling. And the book opens with a girl named Alice who is in an asylum and doesn't really know how she got there, why she's there. She has these memories of a rabbit and a tea party, and she is able to talk to the guy in the cell next to her through a hole in their wall, and they form a little friendship. And then one day she wakes up and the asylum is on fire, and the guy in the cell next to her has broken her door down, and they escape the asylum together. That's what happens in the first chapter. They've now escaped the asylum and they are on the run from this supposed monster. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep reading this. I always have fun with the Christina Henry books. I have never given one of her books lower than like a 4 star. I have high hopes for this. We will see. I feel like if anything, it's gonna be fun, even if it's not amazing. I am 70 pages into Alice now, and I'm really enjoying it. However, I feel kind of stupid. Basically what's happening is that Alice and Hatcher have escaped the asylum, and there's this like monster after them called the Jabberwock, and in order to kill the monster they need to get this object. So they're going on a quest to find this thing to kill the Jabberwock. The cities that they're traveling through is very dangerous. So there's like a lot of like Alice in Wonderland characters that they're meeting up with. Like we've heard about the rabbit, who is someone that did something really bad to Alice in her past that she doesn't remember. There's Cheshire. I just put it together that Hatcher is the Mad Hatter. I didn't piece that together until the second, and then someone called him Mad, and I was like, he's the Mad Hatcher, aka the Mad Hatter. I just put that together. 70 pages in, I feel a little stupid, but what I'm really enjoying is there's a little romance vibe with him and Alice. He loves her. He loves her. He loves her. So I'm very into that. Yeah, I don't know. Christina Henry books, they just have, I don't know, I think it's her writing style mixed with just like these very fast-paced plots. They're so readable. I think all of her books that I've read at this point, I read in like one sitting. They're very hard to put down, and they're just like so quick-paced. There's so much like plot and action, and like the plot is always moving, and I just always have a fun time. So I am enjoying this. I'm gonna keep listening to Alice while I do my nails. Lately, I've been doing this like light pink color with this glitter on top, and it looks so pretty. So I think I'm just gonna do that again. I'm like 50% into Alice now, and I am really enjoying it. The world is super interesting, kind of hard to explain, but basically it takes place in this like old city that is ruled by a bunch of different crime bosses who each have their own like territory, and all of the crime bosses are like different versions of characters from Alice in Wonderland, and it's just like a crime-filled city. It's kind of giving me like, okay, these are the vibes that I'm getting. It's kind of giving me like Industrial Revolution, like steelwork factories, that kind of vibe, but like obviously fantasy. I'm still enjoying it. It's very fast-paced. It's very fun. I like the twist of Alice in Wonderland, and I'm curious to see where it's going because both Alice and Hatcher have memory loss. So there's things from their past that they like don't remember. So as they're like going on this quest and meeting all of these people, they're kind of like filling in the gaps of their memory. This is honesty hour. I'm not in a good mood. Like I'm actually in a really, really, really bad mood. I took a nap earlier after I painted my nails. I took a nap. Then I was awoken from my nap by Loki. I woke up very grumpy. Oh, I was in a really bad mood. So then I was like, okay, I want to get out of this bad mood and stop being so grumpy. So I went to CVS to get myself some treats, some little snacks. And then while I was in CVS, I was followed by this creepy ass man the entire time that I was in there. He was following me. And then he like tried to follow me out into the parking lot, so I had to have an employee walk me to my car. And then that just made me even more angry because I'm like, I can't even go to CVS for a little treat, and now I'm just in a really bad mood. I don't want to read anything. I don't want to do anything. I just want to lay here, watch old episodes of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and not do anything else. Also, I finished Alice and I didn't even like it. You know, when just like you're just in a bad mood and then like everything just keeps going wrong and it's like making your mood worse. That's what's happening to me today. I woke up grumpy from my nap. I was followed by a man. My book wasn't even good. I'm giving Alice like, I'm gonna be generous. I'll give it 3 stars. It was fine. The first half I was enjoying, and then it just got boring. It just got boring. I didn't care anymore. I don't think that I really was like invested in the story or the characters. I kind of just stopped caring, and it was fine. And now I'm also grumpy because all these books that I'm reading that are by 5-star authors, I don't like. I don't like them. I don't like it. Everything's going wrong and I'm very upset. I'm being so dramatic right now. I know it, okay? I know it. You don't have to tell me. I'm being dramatic. It's fine. Okay, So I've been cleaning my living room a little bit, and while I was doing that, I listened to Dusk or Dark or Dawn or Day by Sean McGuire. I unfortunately did not like this. I think I'm gonna give it 2 stars. This is so sad because I love Shauna McGuire and I pretty much love the majority of the books from her that I've read. I think that I've just learned I don't really like books where the whole plot is centered around ghosts. I'm fine with books where there's like something haunted or like a character sees a ghost, but ghosts are kind of like in the background. But when the whole plot hinges around ghosts or the main character is a ghost, I just don't care. I really don't care. 'Cause I'm like, okay, they're dead. They're dead. Why do I care about them? So the main character of this book is a ghost, and I just found myself not able to care about her ever because I'm like, you're dead. Is that mean? Is that horrible? I don't know. Basically, the plot of this is that the main character's sister died by suicide, and she feels a lot of guilt over that because she like wasn't there for her sister, and then she ends up dying in like an accident before her time. And so because she died before her time, her ghost like lingers around, and she can still interact with humans during the day. And then there's witches, and all of the ghosts in New York start going missing, and so she like is trying to solve this mystery of like who took all the ghosts. I'm gonna be honest, the logic was not logicking. It didn't really make sense. Just like the ghost lore or world building, I kept trying to like think about it and like make it make sense in my head, and it just never made sense. It really didn't. The more I thought about it, the more it didn't make sense. And yeah, I just didn't care about the main character and her journey because she was already dead. Okay, cool. I don't know. I think I really just learned I don't like books about ghosts, and I probably won't pick them up in the future. So unfortunately, this was not a win for me. 2 stars, no more ghosts. So I am now going to head over to my parents' house because we're gonna do like a late Father's Day thing because my dad was out of town for actual Father's Day.
Oh, she got it.
Okay, I'm gonna totally switch gears and pick something that's not even on my TBR. These books are letting me down so much. I need something else. And I got on Libro FM, I got an advanced like ALC of I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. So I think I want to listen to that. I don't know. I always enjoy Stephen Graham Jones books, but the trend of this video is going that I'm not liking any of my favorite authors' books. This is a safe bet because I wasn't even really planning on picking it up when it came out because I still have a few other Stephen Graham Jones books on my TBR, but I'm afraid to read those. I feel like I'm cursed. Maybe it's my mood, maybe something's off, maybe something's wrong with me. I don't know, but I'm gonna read this. So this one actually sounds very interesting though because it's a slasher, but from the point of view of the killer who is like confessing many years after he committed all of these murders, and he was a teenage slasher. That just sounds interesting. Also, it takes place in Texas. I'm putting all my hopes and dreams into this book. It's fine though, no pressure, no pressure. I'm 20% into I Was a Teenage Slasher and I'm really enjoying it, but it's so stressful. Oh my God, the beginning of this book, so stressful. Stephen Graham Jones just has this way of writing that is unlike any other authors that I read. I almost cried. I was so stressed. I was feeling like he just evokes so many emotions in his writing. Ugh. It's so good. I think I already said basically what this is about. It is a confession, basically, from the main character who committed a lot of murders, went on a killing spree, and he's like confessing and apologizing to his best friend Amber. And so he's telling what happened. Basically, he lives in a small town in Texas. There's just these popular, like, kind of bullies at school. The main character, Tali, is at a party. The kids play a prank on him that goes very, very wrong. Now I think he's gonna have a taste for revenge. And you know what? I don't blame him. Don't blame him. But like literally, just within the first couple of chapters, I was feeling so many emotions. I was so stressed. I was so anxious. I almost cried. I was scared. He's just so good. He's so good at writing horror. And I feel like there's nobody else that's doing it like he is. When I went to CVS, one of the things that I got as my treat is this ice cream, which, okay, let me tell you, This ice cream, so expensive. It was like $10. It was like $10, but I was in my I'm gonna get a treat mood. So this is Jenny's Gooey Butter Cake ice cream. It is cream cheese ice cream layered with crumbles of vanilla cake and a swirl of caramel butterscotch sauce. That just sounds very interesting to me. I've never heard of a cream cheese ice cream, but cream cheese in my desserts is my favorite. Like, I love cheesecake. I love cream cheese icing. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna do a little taste test. Here's my bite. Whoa. Wow. Oh my god. Okay. It's very cream cheesy. Like, if you like cream cheese icing, that's almost exactly what the ice cream tastes like. The cake pieces are really good. I don't know that I'm getting the caramel butterscotch sauce, but it is really good. It's decadent. Honestly, not gonna lie, it tastes like it's $10. I was like, no way is it gonna be like that good. That's pretty good. Oh my god, I really like this. Oh no, this is gonna be a problem. Tell me I'm not about to fall in love with a $10 ice cream. I can't. That's crazy. I just finished I Was a Teenage Slasher, and I really loved this. Oh my god, I loved it so much. I don't think it's a 5-star. I'm gonna give it 4 stars for right now. However, with every Stephen Graham Jones book that I've read, I need a little bit of time to think about it before I like fully decide on my rating, because his books kind of are the ones that like you need to sit with and think about them. Like, there's just a lot of thought and like care that he puts into the stories, and I don't know, my gut right now is telling me 4. That could go up after I think about it for a little bit, but I loved it. I think if you really loved My Heart is a Chainsaw, you will also like this one. It has a similar vibe where like, I kind of feel like they could take place in the same universe. That's not confirmed, but that's how I feel. There was also a little bit of like a supernatural twist to it that I wasn't expecting going into it, that at first I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that, but I actually ended up really loving that aspect. I would also say it has a little bit of like a certain hunger vibe to it, because it is written almost like not a memoir, but it is a confession from the point of view of the slasher. So it has that sort of like, I'm confessing all my sins, and it was just great. I really enjoyed it. I definitely will be getting myself a copy of it when it comes out next week. So that means we have officially completed this round of Summerween, and it was so great. I read, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. I guess technically 6 books and 1 little short story. Actually, I just realized all of the books that I ended up loving were the ones where the main character murders people. I don't know what that says about me, because the ones where the main characters don't murder people or like aren't the bad guy, I was like, I don't like it. But then the ones where the main characters were literally unhinged, crazy killers, I loved them. But I had a great Summerween. I'm so sad that it's over, but I found some really amazing books. I just want to thank Gabby and her sister Rachel so much for how much they put into this readathon, because I love it so much and they put in so much work to it. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me an axe emoji in the comments, because 2 of the books that I read in this video have characters that use axes. I won't tell you which ones. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and check out my Patreon where I post tons of exclusive content. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!